You ready?
What are we going to talk about?
Well, first of all, I wanted to say hi, everyone. This is Osiris with Stones in the Color of Rare blog, Ankh Entertainment Productions. We are interviewing, we have the wonderful pleasure, my friend and I, Shay, have the wonderful pleasure of interviewing Ms. Odalys Nanin.
Yes.
Oh, love the name, very powerful.
Thank you.
Odalys, I mean, I'm amazed. I had no idea what to expect.
It's the music back.
I had no idea what to expect from the play. We were both very entranced in the whole thing. Okay. What I found interesting is I wanted you to explain a little bit more about, in my opinion, Love Struck is a play that is written for everyone. Everyone's been love struck. Everyone can relate. I can relate. There was some funny parts and some very deep things that you said, and I want you to talk more about what inspired you to take on this project from a writer, from the person that wrote it.
Well, I co-wrote this play with Maria Barrientos, who, by the way, was here but had to go. But this started off as a scene that I wrote, and we called it the toy scene for Erotica Night for the Gay and Lesbian Center. And we wrote this one scene for this particular event, and we performed it, and everybody loved it so much that they said, we want to see more, we want to see more. So from that one scene, the toy scene, that everybody just laughs and laughs and laughs, we wrote this play about this relationship, the ups and downs of the relationship, in a very kind of candid, perspective. And it was through this play that actually I came out of the closet, believe it or not. So this play means a lot to me because of that. And also it was my first play. I mean, I've written 7 plays after that, and they're all very special because I feel that every play has its own, birthing as you can, I don't know, some plays you write a scene and you put it away and a couple of years go by and then you say, oh yeah, I remember writing that scene. You take the scene from the file cabinet and then you look at it and then boom, you write the play. Because the play has a time, it's like a timing thing. I don't know whether it's me that has to be in the right place to write it or whether it just, comes in like a channeling kind of a thing. Mm-hmm. But anyway, that's how this play happened. I wrote that one scene and voila, here we are.
Now, what does your name mean? When you were born, were you born the name Odalys, or is it something that you took upon as
Odalys is a very famous name in Havana, Cuba, because there was a very famous soap opera star named Odalys Fuentes or something like that. So all the little girls in my neighborhood back in Havana, Cuba were named Odalys. But when I came to this country, nobody was named Odalys. Nobody knew Odalys. So it was very unique, and then eventually I looked it up, and actually it's Hebrew French. That's the root.
Oh wow!
Yeah, so I'm Cuban, and I have a Hebrew French name.
It goes with the rest of the mixing of the world.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, have you ever been love struck?
Oh my goodness, yes, of course.
So this play was really, and then you brought up the fact that you came out in this play. How did that feel for you? This had to be like a kind of burden.
Yes, well, I'm an actress, and I've been acting all my life, I would think. And because of the industry, you have to be kind of like in the closet. But when I wrote this play, I performed this play at the Hudson Theater with Maria Therese Rangel. She was the first Rachel. And it was a big hit. We had full houses. I mean, it was amazing. It was an amazing experience the first time I produced it. And one person, I can't remember his name, was a guy, very handsome guy, after the play, came up to me. He says, oh my God, your play is so beautiful. It's a universal play. It could be, 2 women, 2 men. It could be a straight couple, it could be anything. I mean, and I said, yeah, thank you so much. And then he turns around and says, so are you gay? And I was like, yes. And that's how I came out. I came out through my writing because I felt like, I wrote this, I put all my heart, my passion, my tears, my energy, my money, everything into doing this play. How could I deny the one thing that sparked it? Right? The love struck part. And the love struck part is that I fell in love with this woman, and voila.
There you are.
The play was born. So I felt that I could not deny that, and that's how I came out, and I've been out ever since, and I'm very proud of it. I really am, because it gives me a freedom to be who I am, and that's really important.
And that's important to life and living, is to be who you are.
Yeah, it
I
is.
think it avoids disease and everything else. What I wanted to find
Condoms
out.
avoid disease.
Oh, yeah. That's funny. Would you prefer to be called a Jack or Jill of all trades? I noticed in your bio it said you were a Jack of all trades, and then I also noticed in the play.
Says that? Who? I didn't write that. Did somebody say
It
that?
says it also says in the play, there are scenes in the play where you come out and you do like the Ricky Ricardo scene where you talk like the guy, and she goes, "You don't sound anything like Ricky."
Oh, yeah.
So in Cuba, is there any kind of, I don't know enough about Cuba, so I'm going to ask the question. Are there stigmas associated with you coming out, being a Cuban? Does it matter if you live in America and if you're Cuban? Does Cuba claim you now?
I don't think I would ever come out in Cuba, no.
So do they claim, is it a big thing over there now with Cuba? The fact that you're a Cuban playwright, we're going to put some attention on it, and I'm sure somebody in Cuba will hear about it. So,
good.
What is that gonna cause some kind of ruckus or something?
No idea. I mean, I don't live there anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm really Cuban American because
Okay.
I've been here for such a long time, and I owe it to my parents, who, they seeked political asylum. That's how I really got here. I didn't have a choice to come here. I mean, I missed my friends, I missed my neighborhood, my home, my house, my country. I'm a Caribbean girl, so we were kind of like, I was transplanted, uprooted, and placed in Brooklyn, right? Brooklyn, of all places.
Right.
So, from the Caribbean to Brooklyn is a big change. Mm-hmm. But I'm very grateful to this country, because I would not be who I am if I had not been transplanted. Because in Cuba, we have no freedom over there to express who we really are. And I would have never been able to do what I'm doing here in Cuba. So, gracias a Dios y bendición.
Mm-hmm. Well,
My parents.
Let's take the gender attachment away from, let's just say, women in Cuba. The fact that you're a female playwright, the fact that you're a female playwright that came out, the fact that you're a female playwright from Cuba and now live in America. I know that New York has a big Cuban population, doesn't it?
Right, yes, it does.
How are you received?
New Jersey does.
Yeah, and how are you received in New York? How have you had
I haven't done this play in New York.
Oh wow, I
It
think
be
they would be
amazing
fantastic
if I
in
would
New
do it in New
York.
York. I think people really like it a lot.
Have you thought about doing it in New York? Do you have any ways to do it in New York?
Maybe. I've been trying to actually take Garbo's Cuban Lover to New York, and I've been talking to this producer over there. But it's always the money, right?
Yes.
Not so much the play, but the money. Mm-hmm. So we're working something. Eventually, something will happen. But it's the same thing for London. Love Struck is a very unique play, but I also have Garbo's Cuban Lover, which is very close to my heart.
What is it about?
It's about Greta Garbo.
Yeah.
And Marlene Dietrich, and the love affair that they had with this amazing playwright named Mercedes de Acosta, who was Cuban, and I portray her.
Oh.
And this play is something that I kind of got very close to it, because it's important to tell the story of Mercedes de Acosta's life. For me, as a playwright, as a lesbian, as a Cuban, as a Latina. Because she lived in a time that, people like me back then were persecuted. I mean, if you wore, men's socks or, underwear that were male, you were thrown in jail back in the 30s in this country. Wow. But she came from an elite family, and she had a lot of money, and so she was able to get away with all these things. But she had a lot of guts, because she would dress up in her suits, black and white, slick her hair back with grease, and be short hair. Mm-hmm. And she would be out 1931 in MGM Studios as a writer, and that's how she was able to get involved with all these women that just gravitated to her. And I just felt so passionate about the fact that she had the know-how and the stability and I don't know what to call it.
Perseverance.
Confidence.
Yeah.
To just say, yeah, this is who I am, and
be
voila,
who you
here
are.
I am.
That's what a great story. I mean, definitely you should put some time and energy into doing
I am. I'm hopefully trying to take it to London, because I think that would be a really good place.
Yeah, and in London's got some interesting ways that they deal with film and everything over there. What is it like working with Trisha Cruz? Trisha Cruz. She's hysterical.
She is wonderful. Yeah. She's a very good actress, and I think both of us have grown as actors, which is really important. She actually told me that tonight. She goes, we're really good at this, aren't we? I go, yeah, but it takes years, to grow as an actor. But I love it, and I feel the difference, because I've done this play before. And when I'm doing it this time around, it just feels like it's different. It has matured. It has blossomed.
How did you meet? How did you and Trisha meet?
Oh, she auditioned for the role.
Oh!
Yeah, she auditioned for the role, and I thought she had the stamina and the whole energy. Personality, energy thing. And she was perfect for the part.
Yeah, she is.
And we were very good together. We get along really good together.
Good chemistry on stage.
Yeah. She's very good actress.
Yeah, she is very funny too.
I mean, you have to have a good actress to play off of. Can't be out there by yourself,
Well, you can.
I've never written a one-woman show, and I'm going to tell you why. For me as an actor, it's very important to really connect with another actor, because that's where the chemistry is. That's the magic of live theater. That's why people come and see theater, because they want to see it live on stage, happening now, this moment, right there.
And doesn't it feel good having it live rather than seeing it on the internet?
Oh, yeah.
It's a whole different feeling, huh?
Yeah, theater is a different kind of breed, different kind of animal.
Now, the Macha Theatre was formerly the Globe Playhouse.
Oh, no.
Right?
The Globe Playhouse was the previous owner, named Thought Taylor, who was a friend of mine. He was here for a long time, and he passed away. And then it came up for grabs, and then I was going to do a play here, and I didn't know where to go, and I just did a lot of research, and finally I was able to, get in here.
Be the right place at the right time and make it happen.
Yeah, so who would have thought, I did a play here 20 years ago, and now here I am on the owner.
Wow.
I mean, life is a circle.
And also West Hollywood is a great place for this theater to be. I mean, once you start...
I'm going to tell you something, they were going to demolish it and turn it into a parking lot, just like the song says.
Are you serious?
And I said, oh, no, not this place.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Yeah. I remodeled the whole place, put a lot of money into this.
And leading into another question, I read that the Macha Theater is well received by industry pros.
Yes.
I've heard that Tom Hanks has come here.
Yes, Tom Hanks has been here.
Wilson. People like that, so... Jeff
Goldblum has been here.
Yeah, and I love Jeff Goldblum.
The Fly.
Yeah.
I love it. I've had a lot of celebrities come here. They just come. They just walk in. They want a little tour. I give them a little tour, or they just walk in and they sit and they watch the play, and it's kind of like very natural, and they just leave, and that's it,
Now, do you?
Mitzi Gaynor.
There's Mitzi.
See, there's Mitzi Gaynor.
Yeah. That's a nice picture here too.
Yeah. So. But that's what's great about theater, they all come to see great theater, and I strive to bring good theater.
And good theater you give.
Yeah, and I think I've done good so far.
Yeah.
You've done good. Do you think that intimate audiences is the wave of the future, rather than having big crowds? I think from being a part of, I think it's only 99 seats, I think Terry told me.
Yeah, 99 seats,
I think the intimacy I felt in a 99 seat theater venue felt much more
it's like being in your living room
involved.
Watching,
Absolutely,
soap opera,
it's very engaging.
I love it. I love acting in this theater, because this theater is 99 seat, but it has a balcony, and the ceilings are 20 feet high, so you have the space. You have You know, it's theater. It's bigger than life.
Yeah.
So it's not the seats. You know, it's the temple.
Yes.
It's the temple.
Yes.
And that's how I see my space. You know, and that openness of the ceilings and the balcony, and it just, you know, it doesn't matter whether it's 99 seats or 500 seats. And, you know, you're gonna still give it the same energy and the same love and the same power. I mean, last night we had, I don't know, 20 people only because it was a preview.
Oh.
And not too many people knew about it.
Yeah.
And we did an amazing show, and people were saying, you know, bravo, you know, and, you know, and tonight we had, you know, 60 people, 50 people, whatever.
Yeah, that's a good house.
Yeah, it's a really nice house. Especially now, you know, this time in theater is the summer. So this is the low time for theater.
Yeah.
And then it picks up again in September. So.
Well, so you got a good lead in then.
Yeah,
You've got to
I
get
do,
something
I
to
do.
lead in, yeah.
Yeah, and then I have a play that's coming up right after this one. That's a new play about Janis Joplin. It's not my play, but it's something that I'm really
How are you involved? Are you just help and promote, market?
I'm promoting and supporting it.
Okay, so you're not one of the directors or producers?
No.
Okay. And who is doing that play? The play that's going to be about Janis Joplin?
It's written by Gigi Gaston. And it's about Janis Joplin, and well, you have to come see it. But it's a really beautiful play. It's kind of like a one-woman show with music.
And when is that going to be?
It's going to be in October 4th.
Okay, and so that will be held here at the Macha.
Yes, right here. At
That's
the Macha
awesome
Theater.
to know. I'll put that.
Yeah,
We'll put that
a
word.
lot of
on it.
celebrities will be here too.
Oh yeah, we'll put the West Janis
Come,
Joplin.
check it out.
Also, final question.
Yes.
Is Macha available for other independent filmmakers to come in and use?
Oh,
as a-
definitely, yeah. I have this. I have people come in here and film all the time. I have a guy that's going to do a short film festival. We just did about a couple of months. We did a 3-day short film festival called the Awareness Film Festival. So I have a lot of filmmakers that come in and they do their own shorts and they film, or they film a movie, or you know, or TV shows come in and they want to, you know, they're looking for a theater to film in. So, yeah, definitely open.
Wonderful.
So my final question.
Final? I thought that was the other.
I know, until you sounded so good on that one, I had to do another. Anyway, I wanted to find out, what do you...
Why don't you ask me what I'm going to write next?
What are you going to write next? But I wanted to find out also, not only what you're going to write next, but your writing tends to touch the hearts of the Latino community, the female community,
Yes.
especially, you know, and specifically LGBT community.
Yes.
What would you say to other playwriters that have chosen to be to do theater as an actor?
I think if you have a story to tell, sit down and write it. Sit down and write it, and don't let anybody else tell you not to. Because if you have a story, it needs to be told.
And so what are you going
And
to write
that's how
about
I
next? And so what are you going to write about next?
It's a ghost story.
Oh, really? What about, can we have a little taste of it?
I don't know.
Just a little bit? Tell us a little bit about it.
It's a ghost story. I've never written a ghost story before, but it's a ghost story. It's about this woman who kind of like gets lost between reality and present, and so this ghost kind of influences her. It appears to her. And it's going to take place right here in this theater.
Oh, well, we'll be here to see that. All right, so thank you so much for inviting us to see Love Struck. And we will certainly pass the word. This is another Ankh Entertainment production, Stones in the Color of Rare. We've had the wonderful pleasure of interviewing
Thank you.
Ms. Odalys Nanin.
You're welcome. Thank you so much.
Very wonderful person. We will hear a lot about her in the future, we promise.
Yes.
Viva
Thank
Live
you
Theater.
so much.
Thank you.
Bye.